make no difference.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. The Dolphins will need to be on top of their game if they want to come away with win number 9 on the season. It's the Ravens going up against the Dolphins. With that, let's head on down to Miami, where we'll hand it over to the two men calling our game. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, it was a little late in getting here, but autumn has arrived on a beautiful November day in Miami, Florida. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. Here on first down, and his first look is incomplete. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. And that linebacker group today could be very key.
As we were preparing for this game, you pointed out to me as we were watching film that the linebackers look like an elite unit. I agree with you totally. They move around, fly to the football, and take it away from offenses.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, Bradford. And this is caught on the sideline, but no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it, but was not in bounds, incomplete. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down. And let's run through the Dolphins defense.
Luke Kuechly's absolutely amazing. Maybe the best middle linebacker in the game. Not only is he cerebral, this guy's athleticism is off the charts.
Offense in a little bit of a bind here. 9 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. They've got his man complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. Clayton Gathers makes the stop.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll drop the throw. He's going to let this one go deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Shotgun. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Six plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. And Murray now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he dropped it. Now it was tipped, altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll indeed go for it. It's Bradford. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 5. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 1st down, Bradford. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Fake here on 1st down. Sammy Coates has it complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Here's Bradford. And that is incomplete. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd down, Bradford. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even add it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. On play action, Bradford. That is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far. And this seemingly endless drive continues. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. Well, now they'll try the end around. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Bradford now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Troy Nicholas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown. And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it. Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They go play action here on 1st down. And he finds a man on a crossing route. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it? Able to dump it over the top to him.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game. So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. And Murray now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
Bradford to throw it. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Bradford. He's got his man. It's Williams. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a quick set of downs. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Bradford. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. It's a gain of 21 that time. And the Dolphins are going to get a first down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Bradford on second down. This will be caught at the 2. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Sammy Coates with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Fresh set of downs here. Now a play fake here on first down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver?
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. To throw is Bradford. Brought in by Coates. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Bradford now to throw on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Here we go now. 390.
On second down, Bradford again. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Bradford. He's going to air one out. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it. Couldn't get it. And it's second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So 3. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this a 39-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we send you up to Orlando, and with our EA Sports halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll look to throw here. Deep drop. He sets to fire deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And the dreaded 3rd and long here for the offense. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
It's taken to the 26. He chucks him aside.
Dumped him.
And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now they'll run it on the toss. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Here we go now. Green, 9.
Second down, Bradford. This will be caught at the 2. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but they have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks. Those guys are worth their weight in gold. Hey, give them credit. That's a good, solid game there on the sneak because it all comes together. Enough space, get forward, gain yardage. Well done.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Sam Bradford, his third touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. So with second and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried to sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. Second down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Back to throw now on second and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. Second and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Randy Gregory in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. And Murray touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, got to make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They'll try to throw now. Bradford. Man open left side. It's Williams. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense.
And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call the position. It's who you put there, and there we saw completion. On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Troy Nicholas with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get.
And he's into the clear. The 30. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, 96 yards. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. And that big 4th quarter return, Charles, makes this a 1-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for 2? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Backing up. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Miami. 55 yards. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
Here we go now.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
A lot of people call the toss a probing play to see what they can get against the defense, to see how they adjust and react. Their probing's working pretty well. That was a very nice run.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just keep the ball on the ground. Do a little pounding. Chew up some clock. If they can get it in, that might be enough to get them home. And if not, the clock is definitely their friend.
Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Bradford on 2nd down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now off to the races down the right side. The 20, 10, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tank.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Sammy Coates, the intended target there. And that'll bring up second down. So the D-line's going to spread out. Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And they're on third and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 4 yards remaining now on second down. He's back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll look to throw. Can't find anyone open. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Here's Bradford. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Here's Bradford, and that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. So with next to nothing left on the clock, they get Charles what should be the game-winning touchdown catch.
That felt so much like practice and preparation coming together. So many times your last practice of the week, you score the game-winning touchdown. Everyone leaves the field feeling good about themselves. They got it done for real in this situation.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken short. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season?
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Dolphins, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from